Good morning, students. Now coming to sexual reproduction subtopic fertilization events and post fertilization events. Students, the fusion of male and female gametes, that is called fertilization. This is also called syngamy. Fertilization is also called syngamy. Was first discovered by Strasburger in angiosperms. So, fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. This is also called syngamy. This is the most important event in sexual reproduction. So, this is the most important event in sexual reproduction. Most important event in sexual reproduction. You know, after the development of, after the completion of fertilization, ovary it develops into a fruit. Ovary develops into a fruit, but sometimes fruits may be developed directly from unfertilized ovaries. Development of a fruit directly from unfertilized ovaries. This is considered as parthenocarpy. This is called parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy means formation of fruits directly from unfertilized ovaries. At the same time, formation of embryo from unfertilized egg. Formation of embryo from unfertilized egg. This is considered as parthenogenesis. Okay, parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis means formation of embryos directly from unfertilized eggs. So, parthenogenetically, embryos are always haploid in condition. But normal embryos which are formed by the development of zygote, sexual embryos are normally diploid. But parthenogenetically formed embryos always they are in haploid. So, in case of most of the, in some algal members, some algae, okay, in some algae, okay, in case of algal members, okay, fertilization it takes place outside to the body of organism. That is called external fertilization. Very, very important. External fertilization. This is called external fertilization. So here male and female gametes are mixed into the outer medium. That is water. Male and female gametes are fused outside to the body of organism. That is considered as external fertilization. These externally fertilizing plants always they show synchrony in their sexual organs. Synchrony in their sexual organs means male and female sexual organs they get maturity at the same time and they are released into the external surrounding water. At the same time, fertilization takes place outside the body of organism. But in case of fungi and terrestrial plants like bryophytes and pteridophytes and also gymnosperms and also in case of angiosperms. Fertilization it takes place inside the body of organism. Body of organism. This is called internal fertilization. This is called internal fertilization. So here male gametes are male gametes are motile and female gametes are stationary and female gametes are present inside the body of organism. So male gametes they reach the egg present inside the body of organism and it leads to the fertilization. Fertilization that takes place inside the body of female organism, that is considered as internal fertilization. For example, fungal members and terrestrial plants like bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Fertilization is internal fertilization. to enhance the chances for fertilization in internally fertilizing organisms. Enormous number of male gametes are formed in male sexual organs. There is a considerable reduction in the number of female gametes in internally fertilizing plants. Now coming to the point. Now post fertilization events, that is zygote. First fertilization event, this is zygote. So zygote is the product of syngamy. It's a product of male and female sexual gametes. Now formation of zygote, this is universal. This is universal in all sexually reproducing organisms. Okay, but what is the position of zygote after fertilization? In case of externally fertilizing plants, zygote is formed outside the body of organism, that is inside the medium, external medium. But what about in case of internally fertilizing organisms? In internally fertilizing organisms, zygote is produced inside the body of female organism. Inside the body of female organism. And the further development of very important, further development of zygote, it is directly dependent on the type of species and type of life cycle and also environment. Okay, environment. These conditions they determine the further development of zygote. Further development of zygote in organisms is directly dependent on the type of species, the type of environment that exposed to, and also the type of life cycle. In case of algal members, okay, in case of algae. So in case of algal members, okay, zygote is formed by fertilization. Now this zygote, it secretes a new thick wall of its own. Then it undergoes a certain period of rest. Now it undergoes meiosis. Okay, meiosis, leading to the formation of total 4 spores, haploid 4 spores. 4 spores develop into the new plants. This is in case of algal members. This is in case of algal members. But what about in higher plants? In higher plants means in case of bryophytes and pteridophytes and also gymno and angiosperms. It divides by mitosis, leading to the formation of formation of embryo, leading to the formation of embryo, because these plants are embryophytes. So non-embryophytes like algae, zygote divides by meiosis after a certain period of resting. But in case of embryophytes like bryopteridon, gymno and angiosperms, zygote divides by mitosis, leading to the formation of embryo. That is the nature of embryo in embryophytes and in non-embryophytes. So actually, this zygote, this is a connecting link. Okay, this is a connecting link between generations. Is a connecting link between the generations. Now coming to embryogenesis, very important. Embryogenesis. So after the completion of fertilization, zygote, the development of zygote into embryo, this is called embryogenesis. This is embryogenesis. Zygote develops into embryo. Formation of embryo from development of zygote, that is considered as embryogenesis. So zygote divides by mitosis, leading to the formation of embryo. After the completion of fertilization, ovary develops into a fruit, and ovules present inside the ovary develop into the seeds, and in this calyx and corolla and androecium, okay, and style of gynoecium and the stigma of gynoecium completely degenerates. Very, very important. Degenerates. They are completely disappear. Degenerates. They are completely degenerate. Okay. At the same time, this is after the germination of the seed, it produces a new plant. Seed produces a new plant. Now, this seed germination, it is also three types. One is hypogeal seed germination. Hypogeal seed germination. Here, the two cotyledons they emerge above the ground. In hypogeal, two cotyledons remain within the soil after the germination. But in case of epigeal cotyledons they emerge above the ground during the time of seed germination. For example, this is a bean and this is a pea and also maize, etc. They are examples. But in case of mangoes, there is a special type of seed germination mangoes. This is called vivipary seed germination. Very, very important. Vivipary seed germination. Generally, they are present in mangoes and also called halophytes. Mangoes are also called halophytes. In case of these mangoes, like halophytes, some of the examples for these halophytes, one is Rhizopora is one of the best example, and Avicennia is also another examples for these halophytes. Okay, vivipary seed germination is common in this type of halophytes. What is vivipary seed germination? Vivipary seed germination means the germination of the seeds while they are present inside the fruit. Still the fruit is attached with the mother plant. Early germination. Seeds they germinates inside the fruit. Still the fruit is attached with the mother plant. That is considered as vivipary seed germination. So this vivipary seed germination of mangroves, this is one of the best strategy to lowering the environmental stresses, and it provides successful establishment assurance to the success establishment of seeds. So best strategy for lowering the environmental stresses, and it provides assured establishment of seedlings at the situation. This is vivipary seed germination. Students, now coming to an overview of angiospermic life cycle. Okay, in the smallest angiosperm, okay, this is Wolffia, is the smallest angiosperm. But what about the largest and tallest angiosperm? Largest and tallest angiosperm is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is one of the best example. Students, you know the life cycle present in angiosperms. This is a diplohaplontic life cycle is there. Diplohaplontic life cycle. Here, dominant sporophytes show alternation of generation into highly reduced gametophytes. This type of life cycle, this is considered as this type of life cycle is called diplohaplontic life cycle. At the same time, sporophytic generation. Okay, sporophytic generation This is 2M. Sporophytic generation, it starts with zygote and it ends with spore mother cells. Spore mother cells. At the same time, gametophytic generation, it starts with formation of gametes, formation of spores, microspores and megaspores, and it ends with gametes. So, sporophytic generation starts with zygote and ends with spore mother cells. Gametophytic generation starts with microspores and megaspores and ends with male and female gametes.